Hello, my winged lunatics, and welcome to what's going to be the last episode of Salt and Sanctuary. Now, in this one, I know I already beat the Nameless God in the previous episode, but what I'm going to do in this one is a few things. One, I'm going to do the salvation ending, and two, I am going to explain the game, because I have pretty good knowledge about this game. I know a lot of the different things that happen in it, and so I'm just going to kind of explain the lore that I know about it, which includes like the characters, why they're there, what's going on with the Nameless God, why are these places look the way they are, and all that. So yeah. Okay. Let's first get the this is the salvation ending. So I just want to tell you, like, if you were to do this ending for Dominion, you would tear off the head, put on the helmet, and then your character would be levitated onto this. You would look like that, and then you would fall off with the Nameless God's armor set, and you would restart the game with his armor. But salvation is what happens. Do. So you're in water. And it's super trippy because you twist. You're dropping down, but then you swim up. It's so trippy. Like, you go down to get up. It's so strange. And now you're in the middle of the sea. Viceroy of our god of blood, spreading strife in lands above. Viceroy of our god above, spreading strife in lands above. Also, look at the tree, it's so cool. I love that. Anyways, so that is Salt and Sanctuary. So, I said some of these things in the other episodes, but like I didn't touch on them to a super extent. So first I'm going to talk about the bosses. So whenever you see like one of the bosses, like the first boss, Sodden Knight, that is actually a knight. He was I mean, not in real life, but in this universe, the Sodden Knight is a famous knight from another kingdom, from an actual kingdom, and the Nameless God had taken him and placed him in his own little world, and the Sodden Knight probably at first fought against it. Sorry, I just had to yawn. Like probably fought against it and didn't accept it right away, but after enough time, the Sodden Knight gave in and ended up becoming one of the monstrosities of this world that the Nameless God has made. And this goes for all the other bosses. And he's even taken like gods and deities and stuff, because one of the secret bosses that I did show you guys, I'm gonna play as the character in New Game Plus, just so you have something to watch. But I showed you the secret bosses in the game, and one of the, if you remember the boss, the three, where it was the three different people, the knight. I think it was the knight, the king, and the jester, or in the wizard or something. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was three different people in one fight, and those were these guys, the three. A golden candelabra. Its three branches symbolize the deities of the three: the king, the judge, and the knight. So those were those deities. And somehow the nameless god was able to take the deities and send them here, and they ended up at some point giving in and joining this realm under the nameless god, and they served him after that. And this goes for all the different bosses in the game. Every single one of them. They all were taken, they all were put in this world, and they all gave in at some point and became like monstrosities of this universe. Now, if you look at the areas, like I feel like the Red Hall of Cages was the biggest example of this. But if you look at the areas, and you listen to the dialogue of the characters, especially the knight tells you about how, like, oh, the Red Hall of Cages, the Ziggurat, like all these different places they're not from here. They shouldn't be here. This doesn't make sense. And the knight says this a few times if you talk to him enough. And what it's trying to tell you is that these places are either exact replicas, and the knight's theory immediately was like possibly like a mad architect, some crazy dude who's trying to like replicate other places. But in reality, what's actually happening is the nameless god, he's actually claiming those areas and taking them. Like, he's literally taking them and making them into what he wants. He doesn't change anything about them. He just takes an area from them. So like this castle that I'm going through right now, this starting area, this is an actual place in this universe that's not on this island. It's just a little weathered because of how long it's been here. And it's also filled with monsters and beasts and demons. And like all the smaller enemies, you know, like the bats, the werewolves, the just normal zombies, all the different like types of enemies in this game. Those are all people who ended up giving in to the nameless god. And when you give in, you become, in a way, like a slave to him. You do his bidding, you do what he desires, what he wants to see, what he wants to happen. And our character, we got shipwrecked here like everyone else, but we were different in the sense that we ended up fighting throughout the whole entirety of the game. We kept fighting, we never stopped fighting. And that's what makes our character just that tiny, tiny difference that makes the whole world. And it's very important, because if our character wouldn't have fought, we would have just become another one of these creatures, another one of these demons, or whatever you would like to say. And I don't know, it's really cool. So that's like the bosses, the enemies, and the areas. And now, like, if we look at the other, like, NPCs that we get to talk to, like, let's go with the knight for starters. You don't know too much about him, because he doesn't say anything about getting shipwrecked. He just talks about how he's questing. He's been questing for many years of his life. And, you know, he's a knight. He does quests. That's his thing. But he never tells you that he was shipwrecked, which he probably was, and it's been so long that he forgot. Because no one dies here. We're all born of salt. Besides, you know, the one lady who's actually born of light. Anyways. So, all these different NPCs, like the knight, the assassin, the wizard, the weird dude with the armor from the one castle. That was not descriptive at all. The guy who gives you the brand to walk on the blue stuff, I forgot what his name was. But he, crap, what was I gonna say? Like, all these different guys, they all are here for a reason. You don't just come here because, oopsie, the nameless god just randomly chose you. No, you're here because he very specifically wants your talents, or what you know, or maybe he's trying to stop you from letting other people know about what he's doing. Crap. I messed that up. It's because I'm talking, dang it. But either way, the nameless god is choosing different people. So like the knight, he chose the knight most likely because he's, you know, he does things, he gets things done, he's a quester. He searches for things. He's an important fighter. So the nameless god wants that in his realm, his little earth of existence. And he wants that because he can use it. And like our character, if you will, we were just like delivering a princess, but we're also hired to do it, so we're most likely some form of a fighter. Like the character I'm playing as, I'm a cleric. So I'm not that super important, right? Because I'm just your everyday cleric. But at the same time, there's something about our character, or whoever your character ended up being, that the nameless god wanted, and he wanted to use it for his own, like, world. Whether it be to kill you, or whether it be to, you know, use you, save you, whatever it is for, he wanted you for one reason or another. And there's nothing that was going to stop him from getting you. And if you remember the assassin, she actually talked about how, like, oh, she was on a ship as well. She was trying to take her princess somewhere for some reason. She was even confused about what the reason was. And her princess, or I think it was just a noble, ended up being a slave. So it's not even like they were actually like real royalty. They were fake. They were false. And that opens this whole like idea of, was our our queen or whatever, whoever we were, Jesus Christ, I can't talk, was our princess also this like false idol? And it was just, maybe it was just a ploy by the nameless god. I don't know that for sure. But I don't know. I just find the lore of this game really interesting. Now, obviously, I do not have like dictionary knowledge of the lore. I have pretty good knowledge, but I'm not like, you know, the smartest person about this game. I just have played it enough times to piece things together myself. Now, obviously, some of the things that I'm saying could easily be wrong. Okay, I don't want you guys to take what I say with like absolute 100% certainty, because I could be wrong, because everything I'm saying are just things that I have pieced together myself. But anyways, that is kind of the extent of what I know. So, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I enjoyed making it. Definitely, I had so much fun playing this game again. I'm really happy I got to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the series, and if you did watch the full thing and you're at this point, thank you. Like, genuinely, thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. But anyways, in the future, I have quite a few games planned, actually. And there's another game that I'm going to be playing at some point. When, I don't know for sure. But there's a game called A Bastard's Tale that's pretty similar to this, actually. in the sense that it's, 2D side scroller, difficult game. Like, it's high difficulty, it's 2D, it's a side scroller. But it should be really fun. But anyways, until then, I hope you guys enjoy this lovely video, and I really hope you watched the full series. If you didn't, that's fine, but if you did, thank you so much. And anyways, until the next time, have a wonderful day.